Now at 6, authorities released details about the 2 people found dead last night in Delaware County, Oklahoma. Plus how a possible railway workers strike could impact area farmers. And how the drought could bring more tricks than treats for a local pumpkin patch.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Authorities in Oklahoma say 2 people found dead last night in Delaware County were killed in a crash. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. The bodies were found in a ditch near Highway 28 and 395 Road. Authorities initially said they had found the bodies of a man and a young boy, but now they've identified them as 22-year-old Shelby Black Fox of Oklahoma City and 46-year-old Ronald Hogshooter of Frederick, Oklahoma. The 2 were found near a car, and authorities believe they were ejected from that car in a single vehicle crash, though it's unclear just what led to that crash. An Ash Grove, Missouri woman was sentenced in federal court for a wire fraud scheme in which she embezzled more than $362,000. Carrie Lee Long also failed to pay nearly $1 million in business payroll taxes and personal income taxes. She pleaded guilty in April to 1 count of wire fraud and 1 count of failure to pay over unemployment or employment taxes. Long was sentenced to 3 years and 5 months in federal prison without parole. Railway workers across our country are threatening to go on strike, which could potentially shut down our nation's railroads. The Biden administration is stepping in to help with contract talks between railroads and unions. 30% of all U.S. imported freight shipments could be impacted if there's a strike. Kansas Senator Jerry Moran, who said he's worried about farmers being able to ship their crops, says Congress should act.
I will utilize my opportunities as a member of the Senate, as a member of Congress, for congressional intervention and work to shield the impact of a rail shutdown across the nation.
One union has rejected a deal already days before the deadline. 2 other unions have ratified agreements. Let's check in with Doug Hetty for a first look at the weather.
Well, it turned out to be another nice day for us today. We have mostly sunny skies across the region, so no complaints. And we still have clear skies. You can see a few mid and upper level clouds out to our west. This is actually a little wave that is going to shoot to our north as we go through the next couple days. It may give us a shower or 2 by the time we head into Friday morning, which would be nice. Lower 80s in Missouri, low to mid 80s Oklahoma. We still have upper 80s once you get out across southeastern parts of Kansas. We're going to drop back to 82 by 7, 68 by midnight, 63 at 6 a.m., 62 for an overnight low. Now, we are going to get clouds increasing across the region as we work into the morning hours. So a lot more clouds for us tomorrow, maybe a shower Friday. Could be talking about a little bit of a heat wave as well. We're going to break it all down for you here in a bit.
See you then. The heat has affected corn, soybeans, and a lot of other plants this summer right here in the 4 states. Pumpkin patches are no exception. Annabelle's Fun Farm in Welch, Oklahoma is trying to grow as many pumpkins as they can for their pumpkin patch month of October. Usually the farm produces up to 40,000 pumpkins, but this year it's far less. The owner says it looks like they'll have to rely on farmers in Nebraska to bring them some more pumpkins for people to collect.
Especially now that the fuel has gone up, the shipping is more expensive. So yeah, we'll get several semi-loads in, and shipping we'll just have to absorb that because we can't really go up on our prices of pumpkins. So same prices last year, we'll just keep it the same.
Annabelle's Fun Farm will open on October 1st. The city of Miami, Oklahoma is getting a more than $2 million grant to help with road improvements and other projects. After the city completed more than $580,000 in street projects last fiscal year, the city has budgeted a little more than $3.2 million for streets this fiscal year. The American Rescue Plan gives the city more than $2 million, much of which will be used for road projects. City Council has also approved using more than $371,000 from sales tax revenue for roads. The street department manager says the city has begun working on determining what roads to fix first.
Right now we have approximately 30 that we have had a GIS, a Geographical Information System test run on. So to determine which ones that were needed to be completely repaired or the ones that we could actually save with crack sealing or slurry sealing or something like that.
Barger says there's a 5-year plan for completion of all the repairs. Coming up, why McDonald County parents might no longer need to miss work to take their kids to the doctor. Plus, how Mercy Joplin is partnering with One Joplin to make the city stronger. Parents of McDonald County high schoolers no longer have to worry about missing work to take their children to a provider when they're not feeling well. A telemedicine unit with medical-grade equipment will allow students to be seen from the school nurse's office. A provider from Neosho's hospital will be able to do a complete assessment of the student. Parents can also join in on the visit from their phones by opening a link that's sent to them.
One of Freeman's goals is to be certain that we are taking care of our communities, and access to care is a true barrier for many, many parents, many students.
Freeman Neosho hopes to have telemedicine units in all McDonald County campuses by the end of the year. Mercy Joplin is partnering with One Joplin to further the goal of building a stronger Joplin. The hospital presented a check of $25,000 to One Joplin to become the organization's second corporate partner. The One Joplin executive director says the money will be used for certain literacy projects.
So our first project that this will help pay for is one of our literacy projects that we collected books from our community, and we will be placing stickers inside of them to direct families to a website. It's onejoplin.com/read, and to encourage families to utilize literacy resources for adult literacy and children's literacy resources.
Brown says this is the first year Mercy has partnered with One Joplin. The sandwich generation refers to people who care for people 65 years or older while also caring for a child. Recently, this group has been feeling a lot of pressure from things such as the pandemic, economic uncertainty, societal shifts. Well, to help these caregivers, a representative from the Home Instead organization partnered with Freeman to host a support group meeting.
And so Home Instead, we provide care professionals that can come into the home and take those day-to-day tasks and responsibilities away from that family caregiver that's in that sandwich generation.
According to Pew Research, more than 1 in 10 U.S. parents with children under the age of 18 are also caring for an aging adult. A little bit later, the Missouri Southern Lions look ahead to this week's matchup against Central Oklahoma.
Plus, temperatures heating up once again. Next few days, we'll look at that coming up. Well, it definitely turned out to be a nice Wednesday for us today. Plenty of sunshine once again. And it's hot, upper 80s to near 90 degrees. Nice shot. This is Lander Chevrolet, our live tower cam on the southeast side of the city. Of course, we're looking at I-44 east and westbound traffic actually shaping up pretty good. Temperatures around the region, most of us right now low to mid 80s. We have 82 in Carthage. We have 82 in Miami. Let's head to Pittsburgh, 84. A little bit hotter, Chanute at 89. 7th and Rangeline, a little bit of a haze out there. Sitting at 83. Southerly winds 5 to 10. Humidity is low at 34%. Here's your overnight planner. 81 by 7 will drop to 68 by midnight, 63 by 6, overnight low of 62. But look at the clouds. They start to increase, especially after midnight for us tonight. You can already see some of those mid and upper level clouds out along the I-35 corridor. All of us, we are dry, but you can see some showers and thunderstorms out across panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas, down through western Texas. Of course, we still have the monsoonal moisture, but we also have a little bit of an upper level wave that is shooting across the northern plains. This high pressure is kind of blocking most of this from coming in, but this high pressure will break down just a bit over the next 24 hours, and that's why part of this wave will start to affect us. All right, midnight still clear. Look at the clouds increase after midnight. Here's tomorrow morning. 6 a.m., low to mid 60s. A lot of clouds through the day. These are going to be those thin mid and upper level clouds, so we will get some sunshine through the clouds. Low to mid 80s by noon. I think most of us top out very similar to what we've seen today, upper 80s. 62 to start, 83 by noon. High temp of 88, southerly winds 5 to 15. As we go into tomorrow night, partly cloudy skies, stick around. Here's 7:30 in the evening. We'll move to Friday morning. Look at this, few showers trying to pop up far western counties. So here's 8 a.m. on Friday. These are going to skirt our northern counties. So we're looking at Yates Center, Iola, Chanute, Fort Scott. You have the best chance to pick up a few light showers. I really don't think the metro is going to get anything out of this, but our northern counties will. And then we'll head into Friday afternoon, hot, right around 90 once again. Let's go into Friday evening, high school football. Of course, we're going to have partly cloudy skies kicking off, sitting into lower 80s, very similar to what we did have last week with high school football. Unfortunately, I mean, it's almost fall, but we're going to really heat up. Mid-90s on Sunday, upper 90s once we get into Monday. Could get a random shower late Monday. Look at this heat. Upper 90s Tuesday into Wednesday into Thursday, and then finally a strong cold front will drop in late next week. So we're going to have a last little punch of summertime sticking around. 88 tomorrow, 89 on Friday, random shower in northern counties. 91 Saturday, 95 Sunday, 97, then 98, 96. That's hot for the second half of September. I mean, it's hot for the entire summer.
Yeah, it's hot for any time.
Yeah.
But it's especially hot for the second half of September.
Near
but eventually
highs.
we will get some relief.
Yeah, near record highs.
Wow. Thanks, Doc. Still ahead, the Missouri Southern Lions aim for back-to-back wins this weekend when they take on Central Oklahoma. And the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons prepare to face former SEK rival Labette County. We're going to hear from the Purple Dragons coming up.
The Missouri Southern Lions picked up their first win of the season last weekend, beating Northeastern State 30-13. This Saturday, the Lions return home aiming for back-to-back wins against Central Oklahoma. And Danny Terzer is at Missouri Southern and has more from the Lions on their matchup with UCO.
Yeah, Jacob, Southern is coming off their first win of the season against Northeastern State last week, and head coach Atiba Bradley graded his defense a B+ in the game, but they did bring some pressure. They had 2 interceptions and sacked the quarterback 4 times in the game.
I think we're doing a nice job swarming. I like where we're ending up at the end of plays in terms of our run fits. The thing that I'd like to see us do a better job of is when we hit, when that first guy makes contact, that guy goes down. You know, we're still getting a few too many yards after contact. I look at like NSU last week, we let the quarterback slip out of our fingers probably about 4 or 5 times, which would have been huge to get those sacks. And so to get that B+, you got to make all the plays. When you get the opportunity to sack the quarterback or have a TFL, you got to make it.
Missouri Southern hosts Central Oklahoma right here on Saturday, and the Broncos quarterback is 6'5", 220 pounds, so the Lions are going to have to tackle well to be successful. Kickoff is at 5 p.m. on Saturday. In Joplin, I'm Danny Terzer, KOAM Sports.
Thanks, Danny. At the high school level, for the second straight week, the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons will play an old SEK rivalry game. Purple Dragons host former league rival Labette County on Friday night, and both of these teams kind of struggled a little bit to start the season. Labette County is 0-2. Pittsburgh also 0-2 after falling on the road to Chanute last week. And for the Purple Dragons, they're independent. They're not part of the SEK anymore, but these old league rivalry games still mean something.
They always are going to mean something. You know, this is Southeast Kansas. You can have bragging rights on who beats who and so forth. You got to give everybody your best shot anyway. You know, paper doesn't win you games. Going out and actually playing and executing, alignment, assignment, and execution wins you games.
Those are my favorite games for us, and you know, those games are still important regardless of our status that we just play 5A teams, we just play bigger teams. Those old SEK rivalries still mean a lot. We just got to show that we're on the top of the SEK as always.
Everybody wants to give the Dragons the best. They're going to come out and give us our best shot, and we got to be prepared for that and ready to go.
The Kansas City Chiefs are 1-0 to begin the season after beating the Cardinals 44-21 in their season opener on Sunday. This week, it's a quick turnaround for Kansas City with a Thursday night matchup against the Chargers. Now, we normally do this on Friday, but because they got a Thursday game, right now it's time to hear from the voice of the Chiefs, Mitch Holthus, in this week's Minute with Mitch.
Touchdown! This week is one of the toughest assignments in professional sports, the Sunday-Thursday turnaround in the NFL. What's rough is also that the Chiefs have lost to the Chargers 3 of the past 4 years at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium. That's 3 of the 5 total AFC West losses the Chiefs have had the past 6 years. Something to ponder here, though. The other 3 division teams are all in to take KC out. However, the other 3 AFC West coaches have a combined total of 20 career NFL wins and 0 playoff wins. Meanwhile, Chiefs head coach Andy Reid, 5th in NFL history with 253 wins and has 19 playoff wins. Seasons are full of challenges to locker rooms and infrastructure, something analytics can't fix, only leadership can. On this Minute with Mitch. The Minute with Mitch is brought to you by KOAM Jewelry. Every day's game day, KOAM Jewelry, Pittsburgh, Joplin.
That Chiefs-Chargers game kicks off at 7:15 tomorrow night in Kansas City. Staying with the Chiefs, quarterback Patrick Mahomes is this week's AFC Offensive Player of the Week. In Sunday's game against Arizona, he completed 30 of 39 passes for 360 yards and 5 touchdowns. It's his 6th career game with at least 5 passing touchdowns. It's also the 8th time he's earned Player of the Week honors, tying him with the late Derek Thomas for the most in franchise history. The St. Louis Cardinals have just 20 games left in the regular season. All eyes from here on out will be on Albert Pujols and his quest to become the 4th player ever to hit 700 career home runs. Pujols has 697 career homers coming into the night. He and the Cards play Game 2 of their series against the Brewers this evening. First pitch for that one is at 6:45. In the American League this evening, the Kansas City Royals on the field for Game 2 of their series with the Twins. The Royals dropped Game 1 last night 6-3. Zach Greinke gets the start on the mound tonight for Kansas City. So covering local high school football, I love rivalry games. I love these old SEK rivalry games between Pittsburgh, Chanute, Pittsburgh, Lebec County, Pittsburgh, Fort Scott. Looking forward to this one on Friday.
Well, you make it sound everybody's a rival of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, everybody is going after the biggest school in the league.
I guess so. We'll be right back. Take some time now to honor a local veteran. Edwin Turlington Jr. served in the U.S. Army from 1988 to 1992. His hometown, Afton, Oklahoma, and we are proud to salute Sergeant Edwin Turlington Jr., a 4-state hero. Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. The body of the late Queen Elizabeth II now lying in state at Westminster Hall. We'll have a report from London. We'll also hear about several companies that will have to redesign their logos and packaging because of the Queen's death. And Border Patrol officials warn cartels are now recruiting Americans via social media for illegal activities. That and much more tonight, KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. In July, the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation released details on Oklahoma alligator research projects at Red Slough Wildlife Management Area in McCurtain County, Oklahoma. And as part of that study, they've been monitoring a nest and hatchlings caught on a trail camera. An official says this 8-foot alligator has been building a 6-foot diameter nest since July. It's guarded the nest from August until now. And just recently, the gator spent 13 hours digging out 22 hatchlings and moving them to the nearby water, one mouthful at a time. And that is one mouthful because that is one big gator.
It is. Hard working too.
I guess so. It's one way to get it done though.
Yeah.
It's going to stay hot for a while, really hot.
It is. Tomorrow, very similar to what we had today, but a lot more clouds. Could get a rain shower Friday morning, and then the heat kicks in.
Final sports note.
Episode 3 of our Pigskin podcast out now. Go check it out. We had Galena head coach Bo Sarwinski. Plus, we get yelled at for being late to the Chiefs game on Sunday and kind of explain why. It's not our fault.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you at 10. Let's make it a great evening.